I'm Ashley Kyle.
And I'm Bob Spicer.
And this is your Lake of the Ozarks news update, brought to you by Lake TV and LakeExpo.com and sponsored by Old Kinderhook Golf Resort and Yacht Club Power Sports.
Today we're going to be talking about local businesses helping people in need.
The results of last week's elections.
A local school's big payoff.
The Lake of the Ozarks shootout.
And much more.
All that after a word from Old Kinderhook Golf Resort.
Old Kinderhook at Lake of the Ozarks has everything for your getaway in one convenient location, featuring a Tom Weiskopf designed golf course. The Trophy Room offers a unique dining experience with an amazing view serving breakfast, lunch, and casual dining. Old Kinderhook is your perfect stay and play destination, offering nightly and weekly accommodations, marina facilities, a luxurious spa, and an event space to host a variety of different occasions. Discover your place at the lake. Call for 2014 rates and information, or visit us online.
Community leaders in Camdenton have plans for a secondhand store that would provide jobs for the developmentally disabled. The Lake Area Needs Initiative and Camden County Developmental Disability Resources have teamed up to plan the facility, and leaders from these organizations held a ribbon cutting last week on the 5-acre piece of land where it will be built. There will be a sorting area for donated goods, and items will be sent to one of several secondhand outlets where they could be either sold or given away. Future plans also call for transitional housing on the property.
Another local shop's opening to help support those in need, but this one is a coffee shop. The Love Light Book and Coffee Shop will open in Versailles on September 1st on the square in town. The coffee shop will offer everything you'd expect, but a bookstore and consignment store are also added into the mix. The business will focus on raising funds for Love Light Ministries. That helps women transition from prison back into the community.
There will be some new faces in local county governments as a result of last week's elections. Camden County voters picked Greg Hasty over incumbent presiding commissioner Chris Franken. They also chose by a large margin to replace prosecutor Brian Keaty with Michael Gilley. Keaty faced 2 challengers in that race. And in Miller County, Ben Winfrey beat incumbent Matt Howard for the prosecutor seat.
And there will be some changes to the Missouri Constitution, too, as a result of the election. The Right to Farm Amendment just barely passed with a difference of less than 2,000 votes out of the nearly 1 million voters on that issue. Voters also added a right to keep and bear arms to the state constitution, as well as a right to electronic data protection. Voters also decided they did not want a sales tax increase to fund state transportation projects, and they also rejected the creation of a veterans lottery ticket that would have funded veterans programs.
A local school paid off a major debt last month. LakeWest Christian Academy board member Nick Stutzman made the last payment on July 25th at Bank of Sullivan. Originally, the school owed around $850,000. Stutzman gave credit to God and the generosity of school donors. The school is now working on a $100,000 expansion project that would bring more classrooms and other facilities to LakeWest.
Local restaurants are joining hands to help fight hunger in the lake area and worldwide. The Crop Hunger Walk is scheduled on Saturday, September 13th, and between now and then, several restaurants will donate a portion of their proceeds or tips to the Hunger Walk, helping to fight hunger at the lake and around the world. The donations will be from one specific day of receipts, and you can see the full schedule of who is donating when at LakeExpo.com.
The Lake of the Ozarks Shootout is the lake's biggest boat race. Last year, it drew more than 100,000 people to the area. And while most folks watch the race from the water, event organizers want to make sure the skies are clear too. They announced last week that no unmanned aircraft will be allowed to fly at the event. That's a big deal for some people who use the devices for photography or just enjoy flying them as a hobby. According to Camden County 911 Director David Edwards, the air above the shootout is reserved only for rescue helicopters. The Federal Aviation Administration will be in charge of the airspace, with Air Boss Gordon Evans helping approve helicopters and other aircraft move through the area. The announcement was met with surprise by some, even though Edwards says that has been the rule ever since the event has been at Captain Ron's.
The shootout has grown into a 10-day-long event, and the festivities begin this week with the mini shootout at Papa Chubby's Friday through Sunday. Then on Monday, grab your shovel and get ready to dig for buried treasure. The Great Shootout Treasure Hunt begins at 5 p.m. at Captain Ron's Bar and Grill. For $25, you get dinner, a t-shirt, and the chance to dig in the sand at Captain Ron's Beach in search of a wooden treasure chest. Inside there are coins you can redeem for prizes. The treasure hunt is sponsored by LakeExpo.com, and it was a pretty big hit last year. Well, let's take a look at some more upcoming events as well as the full shootout schedule. But first, this word from Yacht Club Power Sports.
Things are looking up at Yacht Club Power Sports. On the water, in the woods, or on the streets. At Yacht Club Power Sports, we have your ticket to ride. Like an awesome lineup of Can-Am ATVs and side-by-sides. The Can-Am Maverick Max can tear up the trail, or you can make your own trail. Come into Yacht Club Power Sports and check out the all-new Sea-Doo Spark. Things are looking up at Yacht Club Power Sports in Osage Beach, under the big red sign in front of Hy-Vee. Yacht Club Power Sports, where the fun begins and never ends.
School is starting soon, but summer activities are still in full swing at Lake of the Ozarks. On Thursday, IGUANA Fireworks will light up the sky with a special fireworks show at the 3-mile marker. That's scheduled to begin at 9:15.
Saturday afternoon, boaters will gather for a poker run to benefit Warriors Against Melanoma. All boaters are welcome with the poker run beginning at Dog Days at noon. 6 lakefront bars will host the poker run, and you can see more information about that at the Warriors Against Melanoma Facebook page.
On Sunday, the 6th annual Shootout golf tournament is coming to Old Kinderhook. Registration and lunch for golfers begins at noon with a shotgun start at 1. And as soon as the tournament ends, the awards ceremony will begin.
Also Sunday afternoon, Harper Chapel United Methodist Church is hosting a back-to-school neighborhood carnival. There'll be free school supplies for kids, food and games, a bounce house, lots of family fun. Carnival starts at 4, runs till 7 p.m.
On Sunday evening, the Ozark Jazz Society will perform from 5 to 9 p.m. at Osage National Golf Resort. The group will play blues, jazz, swing, and other styles. A $15 buffet begins at 5 and the music starts at 6:30.
Now here's a look at the full event schedule for the 26th annual Lake of the Ozarks Shootout. It's a big one. The mini shootout goes all weekend. The golf tournament is on Sunday and the Great Treasure Hunt is Monday. Then on Tuesday, Border Expressions is hosting the Little Boat and Pontoon Shootout Poker Run. This is a chance for some of the smaller boats like mine to have all the poker run fun without having to navigate around the big guys. The poker run is all day from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Also on Tuesday, the Shootout Volleyball Tournament will be at Captain Ron's from 4 to 8 p.m. Then on Wednesday, the Bravo Shop presents the Shootout in the Park. That's from noon until 10 p.m. at the Lori Fairgrounds. It's a great chance to see the boats and the racers up close, and folks usually have a lot of fun at this one.
On Thursday, the Shootout PWC Dam Run begins at Surdike Yamaha. 9 a.m. Riders will head to the Truman Dam and then have an after party at Shorty Pants beginning at 5 p.m. Also Thursday, the Make-A-Wish powerboat rides will be at Captain Ron's from noon until 4 p.m. The Shootout's Hall of Fame dinner is that evening at Cannon Smoked Saloon. And the Stereo Shootout will also be Thursday evening at Camden on the Lake. That begins at 6 p.m.
Friday is the day before the races and the lake will buzz with the Polylift Poker Run. That starts at Backwater Jacks at 7:30 a.m. and goes all day until 7 p.m.
And on Saturday, the races begin. Boaters will join a huge flotilla as they watch the boats fly past. That begins at 8:30. Races are at end at 5 p.m. and then pick up back on Sunday at 10 a.m. The action comes to a close at 3 with an award ceremony at 4.
Whether or not you're a boating fan, there's lots to do at the lake. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Ashley Kyle.
And I'm Bob Spicer, and this has been your Lake of the Ozarks News Update, and we'll see you next time.